Hello dear students, I hope you all are fine and doing well in your studies. Students, so far in this chapter of sequences and series, we have discussed about the basic terminologies such as sequence, series and progression. And then we saw a question which was based on the general term of a sequence. Now students, we are starting with the first progression, that is arithmetic progression. So in this particular class or lecture, we are going to understand arithmetic progression along with general term of an arithmetic progression and sum to end terms of a arithmetic progression. And then in the end, we are going to discuss some questions based on arithmetic progression. So let's get started with AP of arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression in short is also termed as AP. So a sequence consisting of these many terms is called arithmetic sequence or arithmetic progression if an plus 1 equals to an plus d, where n is natural, where a1 is called the first term and constant term d is called the common difference of the AP. Now let me explain you what we are trying to say or understand over here is that it is a sequence of terms. If I write down the terms as A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on, and let us say that this is nth term of the sequence, then this sequence is going to be an AP if and only if A2 is equal to A1 plus D, A3 is equal to A2 plus D, A4 is equal to A3 plus D, which satisfies this relation that an plus 1 is equal to an plus D if there is a term called an plus 1 in this sequence. So we can say that each successive term is obtained by adding a constant or a fixed number to the preceding term. If I have added D in first term, I get the second term. If I add D in the second term, then we get the third term. If we add D in the third term, then we get the fourth term and so on. So this resulting sequence following this property is known as arithmetic progression. And the number that we have added, the fixed number that we have added in each successive term in order to get the preceding term is called common difference. Alright, and it is denoted by small d, whereas the first term is A1. Alright, so I hope everybody must have understood the definition of arithmetic progression. This is how an AP is defined. Now, for example, we can consider an AP 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and so on. This continues. If this sequence is to be tested whether it is an AP or not, what we are going to do, suppose this is A1, this is A2, this is A3, this is A4, A5 and so on. So we can see that A2 is A1 plus 3. If I add 3 in this number, I get the second term. Also A3 is A2 plus 3. If I add 3 to 6, we get 9. Also A4 is A3 plus 3. Alright, so we can see that each successive term is obtained by adding a fixed number to the preceding term, and that fixed number is nothing but 3. So this sequence is an AP whose first term, that is A1, is equal to 3 and common difference, which means that D is also equal to 3. Alright, because the consecutive terms differ by a constant number which is equal to 3. Now, if I ask you another example, consider this sequence 2, 4, 6, 9 and 12. Now, if somebody asks you whether this sequence is going to be an AP or not, so see, here the difference between these two terms is of 2. Difference between these two terms is also of 2, while the difference between these two terms is of 3 and difference between these two terms is of 3. So we can see that the difference between two consecutive terms throughout in the sequence is not same. Alright, between first and 2 it was 2, between 2 and 3 it was 2, between 3 and 4 it becomes 3. So here it violates the definition of an arithmetic progression or the condition of an arithmetic progression. So this sequence is not an AP. Alright, I hope everybody must have understood the idea of arithmetic progression. So let's move forward. Now we have to understand the general term of an arithmetic progression. In order to determine the general term, I am going to write down the sequence first. A1, A2, A3, A4. This continues till the nth term An. And consider that this sequence is an AP with common difference as D. Alright, so if we were to evaluate the nth term of this sequence, so nth term is first of all denoted by An or Tn, or in some cases it is also denoted by L. So the first term of this AP is going to be A. Second term is this AP is going to be A plus D, because the common difference is what? D. I am considering first term equal to A. So the third term becomes what? A plus 2D. Fourth term becomes A plus 3D. Alright, so similarly the nth term, I can say that the nth term becomes A plus n minus 1 into D, because there is a pattern, and that pattern suggests that in the fourth term here we have 3 multiplied by D, in the third term here we have 2 multiplied by D, in the second term here we have 1 multiplied by D. So in the nth term we will have n minus 1 multiplied by D. So this is the formula of general term of an AP, which is equal to An equals to A plus n minus 1 times D. A plus n minus 1 into D. So this is the formula of general term of an AP. Alright, where of course An denotes the general term, A denotes the first term, n denotes the total number of terms, and D denotes the common difference. Alright students, so you are supposed to memorize the general term of an AP, which is equal to this indicated box. Let's move forward and understand sum of n terms of an AP. So for determining the sum of n terms of an AP, we are again going to write down the terms first. We have A1, A2, A3, A4 till An, and these terms form a sequence which is AP. Alright, so A1 is going to be what? A. A2 is going to be what? A plus D. A3 is going to be what? A plus 2D, and this continues till An, and An is equal to what? A plus n minus 1 into D. Alright, so if we are required to find the sum of n terms of the AP, we are interested in adding all of them. And if we add all of them, this resulting series will be equal to the sum n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into D, or which can be also written as n by 2 a plus L. Why? Because I can write it down as n by 2 a plus n minus 1 into D. I have written down 2a as a plus a. So this becomes the nth term or the general term or the last term of this sequence, which I have represented with the letter L. So the formula is n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into D, or n by 2 a plus L, where L stands for last term. Alright, now let us understand how do we prove this formula. So we are required to find the sum of n terms, that is a plus d plus a plus 2d till a plus n minus 1 into d. Now, if I reverse the terms of this sequence and then again add them up, so again their sum is going to be what? Sn. So I can write down Sn in another fashion, which is equal to a plus n minus 1d. I am writing down this term over here. Then before this term there would have been a plus n minus 2d. Alright, before a plus n minus 2d there would have been a plus n minus 3 into d. So I have just inverted this series and written down in this way in order to add them up and get the same answer. Alright, so in the end, over here, below here, we can have which term? First term, that is equal to a. Alright, so one can easily appreciate the fact that sum in this case or sum in this case of the terms is going to be what? Same. The sum is not going to get altered in these cases. Alright, I hope everybody is getting till this point. So now if I add this result and this result, we are going to get 2 times Sn in LHS, and in RHS we are going to get a plus n minus 1 into d, which is equal to 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Let me form a bracket. Now we are adding these two terms. So again a plus a becomes 2a and d plus n minus 2d becomes what? 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Further, if I add these two terms a plus 2d along with a plus n minus 3d, we are again going to get what? 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Alright students, so this continues till the last two terms. If we add these two terms also, we are going to get what? 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Alright, so one can easily observe that upon adding these two terms, these two terms, these two terms and these two terms, we are getting 2a plus n minus 1d each and every time. And 2a plus n minus 1d is occurring how many times? It is occurring n times, because I have over here and over here how many terms? N number of terms. So this occurs n times. That is why this sum in the RHS becomes equal to n multiplied by 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So basically 2 times s of n is equal to this much. So Sn is equal to n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. And hence we have proved the formula of sum of n terms of an AP. Alright, so here Sn denotes the sum of n terms of an AP. Let me write it down. A denotes the first term, and n is the total number of terms, and d is again common difference. Alright, so you have to memorize that if we have a sequence in AP, if we are going to add all of the terms of that AP, then the resulting sum comes out to be n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d, or n by 2 a plus l, where l stands for the last term or nth term, and sum of first n terms of an AP is denoted by Sn. So this also becomes equal to Sn. Alright students, so you are supposed to memorize these two formula. Let's move forward. So we have our very first question. In an AP, if mth term is n and nth term is m, where m is not equal to n, then find the pth term. So the information that we have been given is that mth term is equal to n. So I am first going to write down the formula of general term of an AP. So the general term is denoted by Tn, or it can also be denoted by An. Both are equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. where A stands for the first term, D is the common difference, and N is the number of terms. So we have been given that mth term is equal to N. So Tm is given to be equal to N, and nth term is equal to M. So Tn is given to be equal to M. Then find the pth term. So pth term, which means we are required to find the Tp. Alright. So we are just going to plug in the values in these relations. Tm is equal to what? A plus M minus 1 into D. Alright, students, please note that we are considering an AP in which first term is A and common difference is D. Alright, so A plus M minus 1 into D is given to be equal to N, and according to this relation, A plus N minus 1 into D is given to be equal to M. And what we have been asked? We have been asked Tp. So Tp becomes A plus P minus 1 into D. Alright, now in order to evaluate Tp, we are supposed to evaluate A and D, and then we have to substitute over here A and D in order to get the answer, because A and D are supposed by us in the question. I have supposed myself that A is the first term of the sequence and D is the common difference of the sequence. So they are required to be eliminated from the question. Alright, and how that elimination is going to be done? That elimination is going to be done from these two relations, relation number 1 and relation number 2. So if I subtract 1 from 2, what we are going to get? We are going to get M minus N into D equals to N minus M. So D becomes equal to minus 1. Alright, and now you can plug in this value of D in equation number 1 or in equation number 2. So I am putting D equals to minus 1 in equation number 2. So we get A plus N minus 1 into D equals to M, which means that A minus N plus 1 equals to M. So A comes out to be equal to N plus M minus 1. Alright students, so we are done with evaluating the values of A and D. A is equal to this much and D is equal to minus 1. Now substitute these two values in relation or equation number 3. So we get Tp as equal to N plus M minus 1 plus P minus 1 multiplied by minus 1, because A is N plus M minus 1 and D is equal to minus 1. So this becomes N plus M minus 1 minus P plus 1. So these get cancelled off and we are left with M plus N minus P. So this is the pth term of the sequence. Alright, I hope everybody must have understood. This was a very simple and a very basic problem based on NCERT, and such kind of questions are usually asked in JEE mains examination. Let's move forward to see our next question. Next question is based on the sum of n terms of an arithmetic progression. Alright, and this is a beautiful question. Let's see. The sum of first n terms of two arithmetic progressions are in the ratios 3n plus 8 ratio 7n plus 15. So let us consider that I have a sequence whose sum of n terms is denoted by Sn, and this second sequence whose sum of n terms is denoted by Sn dash. These two ratios, so the ratio of these two is given to be equal to 3n plus 8 divided by 7n plus 15. Alright, and then we have been asked about the ratio of their 12th terms. So ratio of 12th terms, which means 12th term of first AP divided by 12th term of second AP. Alright, now 12th term is going to be what? 12th term is going to be equal to A plus 11D according to the formula of general term of an AP. So let us consider that first AP has first term as A1 and common difference as D1. So 12th term becomes A1 plus 11D1. And the second AP has first term as A2 and common difference as D2. So its 12th term is going to be A2 plus 11 D2. So we are supposed to find the value of this ratio. Alright, and we have been given this information. So let's begin with the solution part. We have Sn, which means sum of n terms of the first AP. And first AP has first term as A1 and common difference as D1. So Sn becomes n by 2, 2A1 plus n minus 1 times D1. Alright, I have written down the formula of sum of n terms. And Sn dash represents the sum of n terms of that AP whose first term is A2 and common difference is D2. So Sn dash becomes n by 2, 2A2 plus n minus 1 times D2. And this is given to be equal to 3n plus 8 over 7n plus 15. So n by 2 gets cancelled out. And now we are left with 2a1 plus n minus 1 d1 upon 2a2 plus n minus 1 d2 equals to this ratio. Alright, but we have to find out a1 plus 11 d1 upon a2 plus 11 d2. So since we are interested in having a coefficient of 1 along with a1 and a2, we are going to divide this equation throughout with 2. Alright, so we can have a1 plus n minus 1 divided by 2 d1 divided by a2 plus n minus 1 divided by 2 d2, and this is equal to 3n plus 8 divided by 7n plus 15. Alright, I have multiplied and divided, or I have divided the denominator as well as the numerator by 2. So far so good. Now see that we are required to find out the ratio of these two terms, that is a1 plus 11 d1 divided by a2 plus 11 d2. Now if look at these two relations over here and over here, what one can see that if he puts n minus 1 by 2 equals to 11, he is going to get definitely which relation? This one. Alright, if we put n minus 1 by 2 equals to 11, what he is going to get? Over here it becomes a1 plus 11 d1 upon a2 plus 11 d2. And this is what is required in the question, which gives us the value of n as 22 plus 1, which is equal to 23. So as soon as I put the value of n as 23, this becomes the ratio which is required. So we have to substitute the value of n equals to 23 over here also in order to get the answer. If I substitute n equals to 23, this becomes 3 multiplied by 23 plus 8 divided by 7 multiplied by 23 plus 15. Alright, and upon calculation you can end up getting the answer as 7:16. So the ratio of 12th terms of these two AP is equal to what? 7 divided by 16. This is a good question, and a question like this has also been asked in the previous years of JEE mains examination. So you must take a note from this question that we have just compared these two ratios and we have come to the conclusion that n minus 1 by 2 is equal to 11, which means n is equal to 23, gives us the value of this ratio which is asked in the question. Alright, I hope everybody must have understood this problem. So students, this is it for our this lecture. We will continue with arithmetic mean in our next lecture.